Hey folks, this is Ben Gussel. How's it going? Just have a few thoughts about Cobra Kai, um, season 5. I watched the whole thing today. The whole thing. Um, and um, of course, it's been a while since I've seen the other 4 seasons, and I remembered everything that was going on. Um, I love this show more than the vast majority of movies and shows I've ever seen. It's it's in the elite range. I don't know if it's my favorite show of all time, but this is Cobra Kai is just insanely good, ridiculously good. So everybody, just like with Harry Potter, for instance, everybody's had their ideas of what was going to happen and what they wanted to have happen and all this stuff. And there's a lot of dimensions to it, that's for sure. What I want to talk about in this video, and I might make a second one, just depends on how much, I try to not go over the half-hour time, but I want to go over um, in my mind, some of the my knowledge is limited, but at least I'm going to kind of talk about some of the martial arts involved, and what I tended to see as being a bit more effective, or uh, well, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that stuff. I'm also going to talk a little bit about what I thought was, of course, realistic or unrealistic in that regard. Also, I don't want to talk about too much of anything that's going to spoil Cobra Kai for you guys, so I'm not going to talk too much about the plot and all the things that are moving forward. Um, Not too much. Um, but maybe just, I've been talking about the characters that are new and kind of how it might shape Cobra Kai going forward a little bit in season 6. So first off with martial arts. Um, there's a lot of spinning back kicks. And there's always this stuff that looks more impressive in a movie compared to what's more effective fighting wise. I know. But I mean, hmm. There was a lot of spinning back kicks. Just a lot. And of course the great thing is that there wasn't a lot of um, jumping around, high flying, leaping kicks, that sort of thing, which looks really impressive. And they're hard to do, and that sort of thing. But they're more for show. And anyway, for instance, in the original Karate Kid movie, but the first one, uh, what's his name? The real life tenth degree black belt guy that played. Oh no, is uh, darn it, what's his name? Um, I think it was Vidal or something. Um, I think he's like Filipino or something. I don't know. So I mean, he did these jumping, flying kicks, and he was, again, his ability level is far beyond um, most anybody else in the movie. I think is it Ron Thomas? I keep forgetting his, but he's the guy that's the minister. He was Bobby in Karate Kid. He's also really pretty elite fighter. Um, both those two guys, and also Pat Johnson, were some of the top guys, of course, in Karate Kid 1, along with, of course, um, um, Martin Cove, kind of, Marty Cove. Am I forgetting anybody? Maybe might have been a few others, but some of the big time black belts in Karate Kid 1. So yeah, jumping back to martial arts here a little bit. So it was kind of um, there's a side to Cobra Kai in this season where they um, I want to say, without giving anything away too much plot wise, there was a lot of very decisive, like just going for the, you know, how can I put this? Yeah, it's kind of like the idea of just striking in the most vulnerable spots without thinking. The Cobra Kai was trying to train everybody in for various things, which I won't get into detail in this video about. But they're trying to train everybody to just not hesitate to, you know, punch, kick, elbow. Well, we don't. Again, we're not talking so much about elbow strikes, but just not to hesitate too much, or if at all, not to hesitate in the striking. And again, I don't know, just a lot of these sidekicks, and a lot of um, what do you call it, the reverse back kick or whatever, one of their favorite kicks. And then um, so let me see here. What am I leaving out? I guess that there wasn't. I'm gonna probably watch again a video about the martial arts more in season 5, but there wasn't anything really unique, I guess you could say. It was just kind of. Yeah, I also actually want to tell you the truth. One of the other things that they're doing a lot of is the when someone punches, like doing a haymaker, right, or something like that. It's catching the arm before someone punches you. So you catch the arm, and then you kind of grab the arm, and you turn your body such that you're basically twisting the person's arm behind their back, kind of deal, and you break the arm. And that's a really that was one of the, anyway, I don't want to spoil anything. In one of the key fights, you see that going on. I think it was, well, again, I don't want to say anything. I really don't want to spoil it for you guys. So, but I'm just trying to think of the way that works. So, you definitely could block a roundhouse, right? Punch. Or I guess, they call it haymaker, because it's coming from the side. Even though it's a very powerful punch, you can catch it a little bit easier than a straight jab or cross that's just straight to the face. If you can't, you might be able to block those, but they can be very, very quick. Anyway, so crosses are always much more powerful. You get the hip in there, but so I think what you do is you block it, and then you want to kind of, I don't know, just trying to, the whole breaking the arm thing is, I think you have to grab the guy's arm. You really get a hold of it, really grab it, and then break it at the elbow, or just really overextend the elbow, and it kind of helps if you're if you can kind of step behind the guy a little bit. Anyway, so I thought that particular move was very brutal. And then also, what am I forgetting? Some of the choreography, some of the fight sequences were a little bit, I don't know, just kind of basic. Nothing too fancy. Anyway, that's enough about the fighting stuff. So, of course, they had weapons. They did fight with weapons in this season, so that was pretty cool. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. So, coming into season 5, I thought, I had a feeling I pretty much knew. Again, I don't want to say anything plot wise to ruin anything, but this is first. This is just my suspicions. This is what I heard. I heard that again, Chosen was going to be in it, played by I said Okumura is his last name. I think it's Yuji Okumura. Played Chosen in Karate Kid 2, right? Just like in the last season where he helped turned out to be helping Daniel Rizzo. He's going to be a big part of. He was a big part of season 5. I just can't. I shouldn't say what transpired, but he was huge. I mean, Chosen was huge, 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 huge. Huge. I cannot overstate how important Chosen was in season 5. He was just crucial, and he was a good guy, a really good guy. He has changed his ways long ago. He changed his ways. Okay, so and of course of course Johnny, of course Daniel. These are obvious things. And then the other thing too is, and of course Terry, obviously Terry Silver, obviously. And there's another kicker. It was true. I heard that Mike Barnes from Karate Kid 3, the movie Karate Kid 3, was so. What's his name? Kanan. Is it? I forgot his first name. I should know this. Is it Sean Kanan? Kanan or anyway, Kanan? Anyway, I should know this. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so that guy, brown hair, nice guy. He's in it, and he does a good job. I liked everybody. I liked all the, you know. Anyway, so so this is the guy that played Mike Barnes in Karate Kid 3. Was in it, and I shouldn't say too much, but he did. He was. Well, this is a little bit of a minor spoiler. Minor spoiler. A little bit of a nice guy. He was more. Actually, he was a nice guy. He was a good guy, but there were times when also he was a little bit emotional. So there was like one time where it's a little bit unclear what side he's on. But that's the best way of putting it. Okay, so then aside from Chosen and Mike Barnes and all the usuals we have, it was all the usual characters. They didn't really add anybody else that was really all that new in season 5. But there was a little bit of something going on with regard to Miguel Diaz. I guess I think the young actor's name is, it starts with an X, but it sounds like Sholo. Anyway, so Miguel's character, right? He goes to Mexico and he tries to find his dad, and he does find his dad. I won't say too much of that end. It's just that that was interesting. It's not as big of a part of season 5 as you might think, but I was aware that was something like that was going to happen, and it was kind of more of a side thing. It wasn't really as crucial to the whole story, I don't think. And then some other stuff I wanted to mention here. There's, without saying anything again about the plot, there's a lot going on, and I do mean quite a lot going on with what Terry Silver is doing, obviously, with Cobra Kai. And oh, that's right. There are new characters that come into play in season 5 that I haven't mentioned that are brand new. They're brand new, but I really shouldn't mention anything about those new characters. All I'm going to say is that there's a lot more of an Asian, ASIAN, a lot more of an Asian feel to season 5. It feels more like it's knocking on the door of a Jackie Chan movie from like China, or like, I don't know, something involving Asia. Like it feels more that way or something. I don't know. I know there's like the Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, movies. Yeah. But I mean, with movies where a lot of the characters are Asian, or like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is it's like Chinese for sure. Yeah. But I mean, it's going that direction. It's going the direction of Karate Kid 2, where most everybody in Karate Kid 2 was, yeah, Asian, right? Um, so that's an interesting kind of thing, whereas the other seasons were kind of a little bit more of a mix of white, black, Mexican, and all that other stuff, plus Asian. So that's interesting. And then I mentioned the weapons. There's some really good fights, weapon fights. I mean, yeah. And then I mean, I feel like here's my last thoughts, I guess, in summary. Without saying anything about any spoilers. I feel like, oh, actually, I was going to mention what I thought was going to happen versus what happened and my thoughts about what happened. So I thought that there was going to be a lot more of a bigger showdown between. Um, I thought more people. I guess I thought more of the old Cobra Kai guys were going to be coming in. At least, um, is it Ron Thomas again? His character, at least the guy who plays Bobby. I thought Bobby was going to be a bigger part of this. I'm hoping he comes back. I really do. So Bobby, I know that Chad McQueen is not going to do it. So we're not going to have Dutch. I know. But and then of course the guy who played Tommy is dead, and the guy who played Jimmy is always kind of a secondary character. Um, so yeah, you know. But so at least Bobby, cool to see Bobby. I thought Bobby was going to be in it. He's going to help out Daniel and Johnny and the good guys. Um, and gosh, Chosen was amazing. He's kind of if there was a leader, like Chosen feels like he's the most elite fighter still of all the good guys. And so yeah, although Daniel steps it up. He really does. I mean he really does, especially toward the end. I know, but it's like, oh gosh. I mean, if there was a number one good guy, I think it would be Chosen right now. But beats out Johnny, beats out Mike. Mike. They're all pretty tough. Sure, but the thing about Mike too is that he was so tough in Karate Kid 3. They didn't really show Mike as being like clearly, like by far the best fighter of all the group. It looked like it was still Chosen was the best. Um, yeah, which is, again, I don't want to say anything, but it's one of the reasons why some things happen the way they do with the fight sequences, and yeah. But let me see. I thought that I knew that Terry Silver was up to no good. I knew he could do some very underhanded, devious things. It would make more sense for Terry. I don't know. It was really amazing what happened in season 4 when there was a certain betrayal, right? That you guys, if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it for you. But there was a big time betrayal that happened there. Terry's backstabbed his best friend, or supposedly his best friend. I don't know. And then, I thought that Terry was gonna do something more, like something involving more money, or like breaking in the billions, or I don't know. So he's gonna, I don't know, just buy a bunch of dojos all over the nation, all over the world, and just get huge that way. And I don't know, or he was gonna, um, he's gonna build an army of guys that were unquestioning to him. I mean an army. I mean thousands. That's what it sounds like he was doing. We don't. It's just that without going into too much detail, you don't really see the massive numbers of dojos, and you don't see that in season 5. But maybe I'm giving away too much right there. But there's a hinting at that Cobra Kai is doing all of this, but you don't see it. So I don't know. Maybe it's not they're still focusing on that one dojo, that because it'd be too hard to jump around to a whole bunch of different dojos. But I don't know. Anyway, and then I thought Terry Silver was gonna. Um, I had a feeling that he was gonna bring in some more elite stuff, and without going into any detail, that definitely happened. I just won't say how he did that. But the good guys had their hands full. That's for darn sure. Um, but here's the thing that I was most impressed with season 5. It was how devious, how snake-like Terry Silver was. He was so devious. He was so clever, and he was just so cunning. He knew how to get under people's skin. He knew how to do that. And he knew what ticked people off. He knew what made people unhinged and lose it. And he would always use those times when people would lose it to his advantage. And it's just that so you can be so intelligent, like Terry Silver in life. And it's like, but it's the people that you betray that sometimes can come back and get you. And I'm not saying anything about the plot. I'm just saying nothing directly. I'm just saying um, when that happens in life, for people that think that they've been very clever and they're getting ahead of their, other people, you just never know when some person you burned is going to get back at you. So it's a really good thing in life to not burn people. You don't hurt people that are trying to that are your buddies, that are on your side, on your team. You just don't do that stuff. So yeah. Anyway. What else did I mention here? Um. Hmm. There's a whole lot of stuff I didn't mention that, of course, has to do with the relationships and the lovey stuff and the you know all things romance and marital things, and I just yeah, they're a factor in there, and then and then also hmm, there is something else, I don't know. I don't know if it was one of my favorite seasons, but in a way it was. There was some certain key things for me that happened, and there's a huge thing that happens at the end. We don't know all the details about whether or not this particular individual is going to be definitely going to jail for a long, long time. We don't know um, if he'll be able to get out if he has a good lawyer. He probably does, knowing this person, trying to keep it anonymous. But you may have a little bit of a change of leadership in Cobra Kai. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But it'll be interesting how that transpires. So, yeah. Anyway, last things here. I want to see Thomas. I want to see Ron Thomas's character. Um, join the good guys, and maybe oh, let me see. I'd like to see the big black guy that was the younger black kid's older brother come back and have some kind of role. I'm not sure what it would be exactly, but he would be a really good bad guy as well as a good guy. But I think I don't know, he was a good thuggish type of guy. But I don't know. It could go either way. I just don't know. Really, that character that was the older brother for the younger black kid. He could go either way. Um, he's a big dude, so I mean, he would be a very imposing bad guy. Also, um, I think it was there were some guys that were kind of scuzzy guys that were causing. It was the guy played by what was his last? It's Buchanan. His last name. It's the kid that plays Robbie. There's some other, Robbie earlier on in Cobra Kai, he was running with a rough gang, and it's those other two guys. I'm wondering if they went to jail or what happened to them exactly. But it might be interesting to see them come back too. Um, in season 6, I just think I don't know if season 6 is going to be the finale. I think it's probably going to be more season 7. I think what's probably going to happen in season 6. So this is my predictions. I think what's going to happen is that Cobra Kai will still continue, but again, it'll have a new leadership, and it's going to kind of be smaller initially, but it'll probably attract a lot more of a juvenile delinquent crowd. So whoever is still in Cobra Kai from the original guys, they're going to be the worst of the worst. They're going to be the scum, and it'll attract a lot more scum bags. And so Cobra Kai will be much more evil than they've been in the past. That's my prediction for season 6. And it's gonna be an all out kind of just harassment. I mean, it's gonna be of Miyagi-Do, but it's gonna be incessant, and I think they're gonna be a lot more people. Like I think actually a lot of the smaller kids, a lot more of the weaker fighters are going to get hospitalized. And I think again, it's just going to be an all-out war, and you can say, "Oh, the police will get involved." Well, there'd be a lot of things like people. I wouldn't be surprised in season 6 if people started beating up cops and getting away with it. Like I mean, that could happen in season 6. Might be just pandemonium. You might start having, I don't know about guns, but you might have. I mean, things might start getting into even more out of hand that way. It just ah. So anyway, other predictions. Well, I kind of feel like um, there's gonna be a lot more uh, maybe some risks that will have to be taken. Maybe some very scary moments where you have, I don't know if it's like people about to push people off a cliff or just other than just fights, just things like um, the meanest sorts of bullying and torture and tricks and stuff that you could possibly imagine. So it's going to get probably to the point where um, it's just I think it's just going to be more intense. I see the intensity factor going up in season 6, and I'm not sure about the Asian cultural stuff, like from Okinawa and Japan and other places, Korea, China. I'm not sure if that's going to be as big of a factor as it was in season 5, but I'm wondering if Komiko is going to come over from Okinawa to um, join Chosen and everybody. That would be great. Anyway, I shouldn't get into that too much right now. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm about to wrap up this review. Um, Anything else? I think maybe season 4 might have had a slight edge over season 5, and I think they're all great seasons overall. They really, really are. Um, there's something else I haven't mentioned that it's probably going to happen in season 6. It may be the grand finale. And if this is the grand finale, then season 6 might be the last season. or it might be season 7. But there is kind of a um, there might be more of a global kind of thing going on soon, with Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and it's gonna have to do with who's the best. I don't know. It's There's this term that you have to see it. It's just that there's a really huge, really huge tournament that's going to be happening soon, and it might be season 6, and it's going to determine who's the best, and who's going to have, eternal or glory or that sort of thing. Who's This is like for all the marbles kind of tournament, and so a big thing. But I suspect that there's even bigger things other than this huge you know, worldwide tournament. That's gonna be a tournament that you want to watch for sure, Cobra Kai. So, all right, you guys take care. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.